James is
I-
here.
I'm
Perfect.
kicking us off on recording.
Thanks, man. So, hey, everybody, welcome to MS Office Hours. It is April the 2nd, so post April Fool's Day. And this is a presentation not for fools, but for people who want to get things done. I'm Dwayne Hyatt, one of your hosts, and that is James. Hey, James.
Hey, this is James Reed.
And our speaker today, we're lucky to have her back to tell us more about Planner, and it is Susie. Hey, Susie. We're going to
Hey,
give you the floor.
awesome. Thank you guys for having me. Yeah, I was here a couple months ago, I think it was. So I'm happy to be back. My name is Susie. I'm on the planner engineering team here at Microsoft. But I love my education team. I spent the last 9 years working on the Microsoft education team. I spent my first 2 years out of college on the sales team, and then the last 7 years on the Minecraft education product team. So this is my first stint at Microsoft that's been outside of education. So I'm super, super happy to be here. I used to join this call regularly when I was on the education squad. So happy to be here. I'm going to do a little bit of like debrief, re-showing what we showed a couple months ago, but then really focus on where we are headed with the Planner agent, which we have brought into M365 Copilot into Frontier over the last couple of weeks. When I get to showing some videos, I'm probably going to share my screen a little bit differently because we all know that PowerPoint Live doesn't record videos very well in the recording, so I'll probably share that a little bit differently. Okay, we're going to go through a bunch of different stuff. The first thing that I want to talk to you all through is some of the updates we've made recently with Planner and our AI capabilities. So I would love to see a show of hands who uses Planner today, and that could be across any capacity. It could be for personal task management, it could be for lightweight project management, potentially for more professional project management if you have Planner premium licenses. Okay, lots of people. And would not regularly, Greg, that's okay. I think what I'm about to show will hopefully bring Planner more to light across the rest of the M365 stack as kind of Microsoft's premier way of tracking tasks across all of our M365 apps. I think we can all agree that even though we may not be professional project managers here, I'm definitely not. I do a lot of informal project management. I like to say I'm a professional informal project manager, and I am tracking work in so many different places. So I obviously have Outlook. I have my personal tasks in Planner. Sometimes I use Microsoft To Do for personal task manager. We're going to talk about To Do here in a little bit. I have my notebook here to the side of me. I also have a virtual sticky tab. So even though I work on the work management team at Microsoft, I'm not the best practice of kind of streamlining our work, but that's what Planner and Planner Agent is trying to accomplish, is helping us track work where work is actually being done. And that's not always in Planner, and we recognize that. So a couple updates that we have made recently, if you've been following along with some of the agentic capabilities that we've been launching, Planner Agent, formerly called Project Manager Agent, is now Planner Agent. So our naming conventions have changed a little bit, and we're also expanding how our agentic capabilities are showing up across Planner. So previously, if you had a premium planner license, you had Planner Agent in all of your existing premium plans. We announced a few weeks back that we are bringing Planner Agent to all basic plans, but you will need our new UI first, and it's only at about 10% rollout. So we are in the midst of rolling out a really nice refreshed UI to our basic plan experience. And then once you have that, you will have Planner Agent in your basic plans. And we're going to talk about that a lot when we get to the Copilot section here. And then I want to ground us on some changes that are happening across Planner. We talked about this a few months back. But today, if you have a premium planner license, I believe in education, there is no P1 option. You only have the options of P3 and P5. I am no licensing guru, so I cannot tell you why that is or who made that decision. That's above my pay grade. But if you have a P3 or P5 license, you can create premium plans in Planner that gives you access to features like Gantt chart, advanced dependencies, etc. And then you can also, of course, create basic plans. Anyone across your organization can do that. And so we have over the years gotten so much feedback that this user experience is very confusing. For one, there are some features in basic plans that aren't available in premium plans, like calendar view and recurring tasks. Premium plan users didn't know whether they should start a basic plan or a premium plan depending on what they were trying to accomplish. And so what we are doing here on the planner team is working to consolidate this experience. So you will no longer, as a user, have to choose between a premium or a basic plan. You will just create a planner plan. And if you have a P3 or P5 license, those premium capabilities will surface in the plan's UI. Okay, so it's not that we are giving premium features to basic users for free. We are just combining the architecture and user experience, and those premium features will surface. We imagine that this is going to happen around February 2027. So we're still a ways out, but what you will see is that we are making lots of updates in the background to basic plans. So I just mentioned we are bringing a new UI to basic plans. We are bringing Planner Agent to basic plans. We rolled out a new experience that we call Task Chat. It's a really seamless way to collaborate on tasks. But we haven't mentioned what's actually happening to premium plans. So that is what's happening is we are bringing slowly but surely premium features into the basic plan architecture. So if you do have the new UI, it seems like Dwayne has played around with it maybe a little bit. You will have task chat. You also have goals in the basic plan view if you have a premium planner license. So slowly but surely, we are bringing our premium features into the basic plan architecture. Those will surface with the premium license. But between now and then, that is when we plan on kind of fully migrating those experiences in February of next year. Before I get into the exciting stuff, just wanted to share some other features that are on our roadmap that are outside really the agentic experience side of the house, which we're going to spend the rest of our time talking about. But like I said, we just shipped Task Chat. We have custom templates that are shipping in the next few weeks, which we're really excited about. So instead of needing to copy and share a plan, you can actually save a template, share it through an Office 365 group, and we go and spin up a new plan. Your personal or shared templates will be there in the create new template flow. We're also adding the ability to support Planner and shared and private channels in Teams. And we're working on a new My Tasks experience. So for any of you out there that are Microsoft To-Do lovers, we are trying to bring all of the goodness of To-Do into Planner, and we'll talk about that with the Planner Agent and Copilot. So lots of fun stuff happening, lots of changes happening that are sort of confusing. So hopefully this provides some clarity into where we are going. Okay, and then before I jump into demos, I did want to talk a little bit about licensing. So we just mentioned P1 is not available to EDU today. Our options are P3 and P5. We are actually end of sailing P5, so that is why P5 is not on this slide. There are actually 0 feature differences in Planner between P3 and P5. That is one of the reasons why we're retiring it, is because we are also discontinuing Project Online, which is a bundle SKU part of P3 and P5. Sorry, I was trying to follow along with what's happening on the chat there. Anyone can feel free to interrupt me too with questions around licensing or whatnot too before we move on. But what this is meant to show is that we are giving a lot of additional capabilities with an M365 Copilot license. So your users that do not have premium planner licenses, if they have a Copilot license, they are actually getting a lot of what we would consider to be historically P1 and P3 features. So for example, if we just take a look at this left-hand column here, it breaks down A majority of the main feature differences across what we consider to be basic planner today. So this is all of your Office 365 and M365 users, your P1 users. So, for the purpose of this slide in education, we can kind of consider these to all be in one bucket. You only have the option to purchase P3, and when you do, you get all of these features in Planner. But if you have only a basic planner license, meaning just your typical Office 365, M365 license, A3 license, and a Copilot license, you actually get all of this functionality in Planner that would be considered premium capabilities. So let's say that James Reed, I'm going to call on you. Let's say you're a basic user. You do not have a P1, P3, or P5 license, but you have a Copilot license. In a planner plan, you would be able to do things like set finish to start dependencies, edit effort and duration, not only be able to view, but be able to edit custom fields. You get access to people and goals view, and then you can also view task history. So that is a lot of the actual planner functionality that we are giving to basic users at no additional cost if you have a Copilot license. And reason for that is that Planner Agent, in order to execute the various capabilities it's capable of, so for example, like generating status reports or executing tasks, these are all of the features that Planner Agent needed access to be able to execute those capabilities. So that is the reason why we give the end user as well access to those capabilities. So I'm going to pause there. I'm actually going to stop sharing and reshare my screen because I'm going to play some videos and I want those to be present in the recording. Any questions in the meantime before we move on? Was there anything any of the Microsoft folks wanted to call out from the chat? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. So you guys let me know.
I think the chat's pretty good. We're grabbing some stuff in the chat. The P3, P5, P1 thing got sorted out, so the P5 is
Okay.
going away for everybody, right?
Mhm.
There is no P5 or P1 in EDU because the
Yep,
discounting is so good that P1 would actually cost more money than P3.
that makes
So,
sense.
so really it'll just be P3. And then if you have a Copilot license, you still get all kinds of cool stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, good stuff.
fabulous. Thanks for the recap. That was great. Um, Andrew Beeson, that name is so interesting because my manager's name is Andrew Benson. And so I was like, why is he asking me about Project Online questions in this chat? I will share a link to, yeah, no relation. I will share a link, or if I have time before the end of the call. Actually, I have access to this chat, so I'll drop some information on Project Online Retirement in terms of the Project website collection stuff in this chat for you after the fact. Okay. So the first thing that I want to make sure we all understand is the existing capability in Planner today. So when we think about the actual Planner app, so when we are looking at the Planner web app, or it could be Planner in Teams. I use Planner pinned in Teams all day, every day. That's how I use it. It's also coming to Outlook to be a pinned app on the left-hand pane of Outlook as well. These are the various capabilities that you have access to only with an M365 Copilot license. So again, um, no Planner Premium license required. I'm not going to go into this in detail because we did demo this last time I was on. And so if you have questions about this, I'm happy to kind of share videos in the chat. But the capabilities that are possible in Planner is that you can use the Planner agent to actually help you generate a plan. It can generate tasks for you based on goals. You can use the Copilot chat in Planner to actually create subtasks, lots of different functionality there. You can also assign the Planner agent actual tasks. So, similar to how we all use Copilot chat, how we ask it to generate documents or go do research on the web. Planner Agent is really good at executing and creating tasks that are focused on content generation. So if I wanted to have the planner agent go and do a market research analysis on this product that I was launching, it would go and do that if I assigned it that task, and it would put its output in a loop document. So you would need to have loop enabled to be able to access that. And then I think the feature that most of our customers are the most excited about is the ability to generate status reports. We're also bringing this into Copilot chat, which you'll see here in a second. But the planner agent can ground itself in all of the plan metadata that is in your plan, that's in the SharePoint site associated with that plan, and actually generate a status report that you can then post to SharePoint as a SharePoint newsletter, send via Outlook, etc. We are working on a bunch of updates on this right now to make this feature even more user-friendly. For example, we are adding in the ability to ground the agent on an existing status report template that your organization may use. So lots of updates coming there from just early rounds of feedback with customers. Again, this is all available in the actual planner experience. And now we're going to take a look at how we're bringing that across various M365 apps. Gemma asked a question about the mobile app. That is a fantastic question. Premium plans are not available in the mobile app. Yes, and that is why because we are unifying our plan types, that is why you have not seen updates to our mobile app in a very long time, is we are planning on updating our mobile app so it supports our new unified plan type, so that you can expect to see updates to that in 2027 when that plan unification is complete. But that is something our team is actively working on, and we're really excited about it. Great question. Okay, the next place where we can see planner skills showing up is in Facilitator Agent. Okay, so I believe most of you should have used Facilitator Agent in the past in Teams meetings. There are actually planner skills that are embedded into Facilitator Agent, and we don't do a great job of letting our users know that you can actually connect these tasks that Facilitator Agent is capturing to Planner. Okay, so what we're seeing now is we are asking in the chat for Facilitator Agent to create a task reactively, right? So we're asking it to go and create that task. But what Facilitator Agent also does is it proactively captures tasks based on the transcript and what is being verbally said in the meeting. So what we will see here in a second is when we go up to the notes section at the top of our meeting, we will see a list of all of the tasks that Facilitator Agent has captured, and they'll have the little sparkle icon next to it. And that obviously tells us that it was captured by the AI. And we can actually say to open these tasks in Planner. And so what is happening is that this meeting had a new plan generated that was associated with it. Okay, today it is not possible to have your tasks automatically go to an existing plan, but that is something we are working on right now, because that has been the biggest piece of feedback we've gotten is customers want to be able to designate where your tasks are being sent to and coordinated with an existing plan. Okay, so what's happening today is that this is creating a basic plan, but if you wanted to manually move these tasks to an existing plan, you could absolutely do so. So we're really excited about that. We can also generate documents with the Facilitator Agent, and that's actually a planner skill as well. And if you do ask Facilitator Agent to draft a document based on what was talked about in the meeting, let's say you're like talking through a launch event or something, you can ask it to create a Word doc or a loop file, and then that document will be attached in a planner task in that same plan that is associated with that meeting. Chris, I could change my last name to Thinker, but I'm too lazy to even take my husband's last name. So I think if I'm too lazy to do that, I'm too lazy to also change my last name. And then I wouldn't be Stinker anymore. I'd be Thinker. So I don't know if I like that, but it's a good thought. Okay, and then here's what I really wanted to get to. So I want to show this, and then I want to leave time for a little bit of questions at the end if there is time. So in the last 2 weeks, we have launched our planner agent in Frontier in Copilot. You'll see how to get access to it here in a second. We have not done any formal marketing or blog posts about this, okay? So we wanted to launch into Frontier. There's a lot of bugs we're working through right now. We should have a blog post going out in the next couple of weeks, but we are so excited about this, and I hope you'll see why here in a second. But I want to ground us on what the planner agent has access to today. Okay. So when we think about when we're about to call our planner agent in Copilot, it has access to the following. It has access to your My Tasks information. So that includes your private tasks in Planner. That could also be your private and tasks in Microsoft To Do if you are a To Do user today. It includes your flagged emails, and it includes any tasks that you have been assigned to across shared basic plans, okay? We do not have access to premium plan data today, and we do not plan on giving the planner agent access to premium plan data until our unification is complete. So again, thinking about the early 2027 timeframe. I hope we can figure it out earlier than that, but today, Planner Agent has access to, again, your My Tasks information, and then any tasks that you have created in a basic plan. The one other caveat I will call out is that you need to have the new UI in your basic plans before it will start to pull these in. And many of you probably do not have that yet because we're only at 10% rollout. But I'm going to show you what this looks like now, and then I'm going to share some best practice prompts for what this looks like. And then this has audio. So if someone in the chat could give me a thumbs up or something that you guys can hear this, that would be great.
Introducing Planner Agent in Microsoft Copilot. Planner Agent brings intelligent work management into Copilot chat, so you can stay on top of tasks, update work, and keep projects moving, all in one place. Getting started is simple. Open all agents, find Planner Agent and select it. At the start of my week, I want to quickly understand what matters most. But that information is often scattered across multiple places, and pulling it together takes time. Planner Agent brings it into one view, highlights what's urgent, and helps me focus on the right work first. And because the experience is interactive, I can take action right here in the conversation, marking a task complete, update a due date, refine task details, or change progress, all without breaking my flow of work. It's not just easier to understand my work, it's easier to keep it current. Planner Agent can also help turn follow-ups into tasks. Instead of manually reading through email and deciding what to track, I can ask Planner Agent to identify the most urgent next steps and draft tasks for me. I can expand for details, add more context, remove anything that isn't relevant. This helps me stay in control while automating my workflow. When plans shift, Planner Agent helps me make updates at scale. It finds the right tasks across shared plans, prepares the changes, and lets me confirm them in one place, making it much easier to keep work on track as schedules change. Planner Agent also gives me visibility across teamwork by highlighting which shared plans need attention, so I can stay up to date. From there, I can select a plan for a deeper view of progress, risks, and next steps, including where work is moving forward and where items may need closer attention. Planner Agent is available now in Microsoft 365 Copilot through Frontier, so you can explore what's possible and share feedback as experiences evolve.
Okay, and then I want to end with this, which just goes through some example best practice prompts that my team has been using in the last couple of weeks. And again, I do have our new basic plan UI. So my team has been prioritizing our work in basic plans because we of course want to use this capability in Copilot. But if you use premium plans today, we're going to need to wait a little while longer until it can access that plan and task data. But here are some of the ways that my team has been using this already. So in Outlook, I saw a note about co-work and being able to draft emails based on Outlook threads, saving those. Similar context here. So say we were in Outlook, I have an email thread up and I open Copilot chat in that specific email thread. I can actually mention the planner agent in Outlook and have it extract, find, and update tasks from an email thread. So we're actually not only just surfacing what those tasks are in email, but we're actually creating them as planner tasks and being able to now track those in Planner. One of the biggest feedback items I get from customers is that Planner doesn't have an import from Excel option. And so while we are working on that, we have been playing around with having the Planner agent. We give it access to an Excel file that has a bunch of tasks. For example, I was trying to track different engagements with customers. I uploaded the Excel file to Copilot and asked the Planner agent to create a new plan with each line item in the Excel as a new task. And it did it up to 60 line items in Excel at a time, which was pretty nice. Add action items from meetings to an existing plan. So we just walked through how Facilitator Agent today doesn't have the ability to add tasks that it's capturing to an existing plan. A workaround that we have found right now is that we can give the planner agent the transcript from the meeting and ask it to create tasks, create those tasks that it's captured and add them to an existing plan. And it will do that without me having to go and manually move those tasks into the plan that I want. And then, of course, asking it to find tasks if I don't remember where it is. So those are just some best practice prompts. In the next couple of weeks, we will have a blog going out with some more adoption resources and prompt guides and just best ways to use the planner agent. I'll leave this up on the screen just in case there's any questions around what it can or can't access, or if you want to take screenshots of that. I'm also going to drop a couple links in the chat right now because we do have some support articles that are out that have the video that I just shared in case you want to share that with others. But those are our only public facing materials on this integration right now. So feel free to grab those. But yeah, I know we only have a couple minutes left. So would love to hear like questions, initial reactions to this. Yeah, and we'll go from there.
All right, y'all, don't be shy. They're being shy. 100 of you.
That's okay.
Somebody's got a question or feedback, comment. When does it come out?
So
It's in
we're in
Frontier right now,
Frontier
right?
now. I do not know when we plan on being GA. I do not know. I would say in the next month or so we would like to be GA, but I don't have hard timelines or confidence in that. ETA for premium plan data access, Stephen, would be around the like January, February 2027 timeframe. I know that seems a long way out, but that is when we plan on having our plan unification complete, where we will no longer have basic and premium plans. We will only have planner plans, and then it will have access to your existing premium plan data and tasks. Yeah, so but it's a little ways out. Yeah, Douglas?
Can you tell us how this works? I don't have access to Planner now. So how does this work and what do I need to do to make it work?
So if you have a paid Office or M365 license through your organization, which I'm assuming you do, you have access to Planner. So if you go to office.com, you open all apps, you will find Planner as one of your Office 365 apps. You can either use it in the web app or you can pin it in Teams. Like I said earlier, that's how I use it. And you can start playing around with Planner. But Douglas, like if you don't want to go into Planner and you have access to the Planner agent from Frontier, You actually never even have to go into Planner if you want to just use the Copilot experience to manage tasks. So for example, if you wanted to capture tasks from email, you could ask Planner Agent to capture those and you could surface and edit all of those from the Copilot chat experience. But you absolutely should have access to Planner, basic Planner today.
Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Included within 365 Planner. Like use that in my experience has been one of the most popular apps ever. Like when I rolled out Teams at my university and people saw a planner, they're like, cool, I'll use whatever you want as long as I can get that thing that you showed me that lets me assign tasks to people. Like that was the hook. So we should have just led with Planner. But yeah, included within 365. Richard.
Yeah, Richard.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I know we're out of time.
That's
I
okay.
see the Planner Frontier in our M365 Admin Center.
Yeah.
I don't think I explained my question well. If I install that, will that install only for my M365 Frontier users that are using Copilot, or will that install it for all M365 Copilot users in my environment? I'm just wondering, do it have to be Frontier users or not?
You know what? That's a great question. I'm so new to Frontier. This is the first time Planner has done a Frontier launch. All I know is that we are in Frontier Public, so I don't know if any of the other Microsoft team knows what that means. Whether that's just your Frontier users or not, I'm not sure.
Well, it can't hurt to do it, right? I mean, what's the worst going to happen?
Give it to everybody.
Yeah, when you're looking at your agent inventory under agents in the admin center, you have options to make the agent available. That will make it show up in the agent store, and then users would be able to find it and install it. They would only be able to install it if they have an M365 Copilot license. So you're not actually going to like push it to everybody, just make it available and then let people know it exists. If you click in the admin center and you click on the button that says install, that's actually doing a deployment, and that will make it auto pinned like in the list of agents that those users have access to.
So that's
and I do believe you need to have them in Frontier enabled for them to see the agent.
Okay, and that's where my question is. If they're not Frontier enabled, they may not see that agent. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I would pick a person, I would enable Frontier features for them, and then see if the agent shows up. It should be available, and then they should be able to find it and install it.
Great, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. There were